What up, guys? CaterpDCG here with another deck that has had some success. I think there was a top in Sheffield and 2 tops with this list in Madison. This is the 2 top in Madison list. It's a deck that I do not really like, but this list is awesome. I love this list of this deck. Which is why I'm doing this list instead of the more recent one. I still think this list is better. And it has more going for it because it's done better. Even though it's slightly older. So Lapras GX has the first attack collect, which is actually pretty useful. Before Sylveon, there was this deck, which was more of a mill deck, or like sort of. It was weird. It was like sort of a stall, sort of an attack deck. It was pretty cool. But yeah, this was sort of a pre-Sylveon deck, because you could draw 3 cards, which would get you your hammers and stuff. And then Sylveon was like, you can just search your 3 cards. So, that totally blew this out of the water. No pun, sort of pun intended. So it has the attack of Blizzard Burn, which, for 3 water energies, which isn't that hard to power up because it's water type, it does 160. 160 is a pretty nice number, because that's 30 damage away from knocking out a Buzzwole. So, you can knock out a Buzzwole with a Choice Band. And then if you have 2 Laprases set up, you can keep retreating them with Aqua Tube, and this is the ideal strategy. They will probably knock out your Lapras in return, but still. And remember that Guzma changes its Pokemon status. So you can Guzma retreat and then use the same one. Ice Beam GX is also a pretty nice GX attack. It's sort of like one of those like Crossing Cut or Tapu Willingness where like you kind of need an extra turn, so you're like, I'm going to just use my GX attack and wait till next turn to do something big. So Ice Beam does that. It does 100, which isn't a great amount of damage, but it sets up a 2-shot really easily. And they are paralyzed. 1 Volcanion Prism. I don't think this deck would play more than 1 if you could, to be perfectly honest, but it has the ability Jet Geyser, where you can discard a water energy and you force your opponent to switch. One thing you can do is, if you want to you can't retreat, and you have a Lapras on the bench that you want to attack with, but you want to attack their active Pokemon, you can Jet Geyser, and they choose, obviously. Doesn't matter what they pick, because then you can Guzma up what you wanted to kill, their old active. 2 Manaphy EXs, just so yeah, you can get the free retreat. Not that big of a deal. Oh, also, Volcanion the Sonoblast is actually pretty cool. You can, if you are really able to, you can, like, Blizzard Burn 3 times on, like, big somethings, and then, like, leave them stuck, and then you can, like, Sonoblast a couple times to knock them out. I don't think that really works ever, but that's another option. A 2/2 Octillery line, so that you can draw out of ends, and you just draw more cards. And then 2 Leles to get your supporters. For Sycamore, you want to be discarding water energies a lot so that you can use Aqua Patch, so Sycamore's a good draw supporter. For Guzma, A to switch to your own Pokemon, and B to hit what you want off of your opponent's field. 3 Cynthia for draw support, 2 N for draw support. 3 Brooklet Hill. Every basic but Lele is a water type. Actually, yeah. The only things you can't search with Brooklet Hill in this deck are Lele and Octillery. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Sorry for being more so than normal. 4 Ultra Ball to get out your Pokemon. Pretty powerful trainer card. 4 not Ultra Patch, Aqua Patch to get your energies onto your Laprases to attack with. 4 Max Elixir, same deal, just accelerate energies. 4 Choice Band, you desperately need to get a Choice Band to knock out Buzzwoles. Oh, I know what I was trying to say about the Volcanion. You can do that with Zoroark. You can hit them for 190, and then hopefully you can use Sonoblast to finish them all off, because it's hard to, like, 2-shot them. So maybe you can 2-shot one with the, like, Ice Beam thing that I was talking about. Otherwise, like, Blizzard Burn with a Choice Band, and then Blizzard Burn another one with a Choice Band, and then try to set up a Volcanion and use Sonoblast for the knockout. That's what I was trying to think of when I was dumb. I forgot what they're called. Energy switch. It says that right there. This is so that you can move your basic energies around. Especially with Max Elixir, sometimes you want to basically Max Elixir to the active, so you can Max Elixir and then energy switch it onto the active. One, Field Blower. Field Blower is awesome because it allows you to get rid of Garbodor's tools. This deck's biggest bad matchup is Garbodor decks, so watch out for that. And then there's a heavy 13 water energy count, just so that you can get your water energies into play as fast as possible. So congrats to the 2 players that did well with this deck. I'll put your names in the description. I know one of them was Nolan Freda. Frida, I don't know how to say his last name because I'm dumb. And the other one was Nick something. I don't remember his last name, so I apologize. I'll put their names in the link. Congrats to them, whatever. Yeah, anyways, leave a like and subscribe to CatUpTCG for more competitive Pokemon